Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I wanted to talk about MGLN, or Magellan Health, and I kind of wanted to give my views on where I think this stock could be headed over the next few months, and the price target we could see. So right now, like most stocks in this market, this stock has actually V-bottomed off its lows, and we kind of have been consolidating for the past few weeks. And right now we're kind of breaking out of that consolidation range. And I think right now is kind of giving you a decent risk-reward entry on a trade. So longer term here, I kind of wanted to highlight this long-term range we have here in this V-bottom, and I think there's a good chance we actually see this stock price move to the 161.8% extension of this range. It sits right at about 112. If I was to trade this, I would look to trim half at about 100. That's its 138.2% extension. Usually you're going to get a move to both of those levels when you break out of like a long-term range like this. So ever since these March lows, we kind of had this 5-wave cycle higher on this V-bottom. And then we kind of built out an ABC wave after, which would lead you to believe that we're going to see another 5 waves higher here. Ever since then, we kind of entered into a consolidation phase, and we've really just been consolidating for these past few weeks here. But now, since we're breaking out of that range, I do think we kind of start this 5-wave cycle higher to those extensions that I mentioned earlier. So a way you could go around trading this is to actually use these recent pivots as your stop loss. You have this pivot at about $70. That's also a pretty big psychological level. You can use that as your stop loss on this trade. Take this trade at, let's say, about 77. In this case, you're risking about 7 points for about 35 points. So you'd have about a 1 to 5 risk reward in this trade. So the way I'd go around trading this is to kind of take the position here, use this $70 level as my stop loss, and once I trim half at 100, I'd look to raise my stop to break even. That way you get that risk-free ride higher. But right now, I think you've got a pretty great setup here, breaking out of this consolidation range. And I think there's a good chance we actually see something like this unfold in the price, where you kind of get this 5-wave cycle up to these extensions. There'll probably be some short-term supply at that 138.2% extension sitting at 100. There's usually going to be some short-term supply there, but we'll most likely consolidate after coming into that level and then kind of push up to that 161.8% extension. So yeah, I mean, you have a pretty great setup here. You can use that $70 level as your stop, and you can target about 35 points, so you've got a 1 to 5 risk reward in this trade. That's a pretty great risk reward trade in my opinion, and I definitely look to take this trade Monday on the market open. I think longer term we kind of could be building out a like massive cup and handle here. I think that's totally possible. So even as a long-term position, I would still recommend to take a position here, trim half into that $100 level, and then just raise your stop to break even and ride this higher. Anyways, I know this wasn't the longest video, but this is kind of my views on this stock. I think you kind of get this 5-wave cycle higher after breaking out of this consolidation range. Got a good trade. You can use that $70 level as your stop. You're risking about 7 points for 35 points. So you've got a great trade here. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video or it helped you out in some sort of way, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.